Hello guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC. We're going to talk about BTC on the macro scale. We're going to talk about it on the lower degree also. But what I mean about macro scale, we're going to talk about it on a monthly basis. We're going to talk about it on a weekly, and we're also going to talk about it on a 3 weeks chart. Okay. Most analysts don't basically pay attention to the 3 weeks chart, but we've been paying attention to it over the last few months, and we've been pretty much very successful on the macro scale. Just like what we call back in March, like first week of March, we said BTC going to capitulate like roughly around like 50 to 60%, and it did that exactly. So I give my guys also a big warning late August regarding BTC, being cautious and staying in fiat or staying in BTC at the most, right? And we could be we could probably see like high volatility in this month, right? So let's get it started. Before we talk about the lower degree, we're going to focus on the macro scale. We first going to talk about the 3 weeks chart. Okay, it is very, very important to basically pay attention to the 3 weeks chart. As you can see like on a 3 weeks basis, right, it means 21 days, right? So when you take a look at the 3 weeks chart, right, I showed you something very incredible previously. I said it multiple times. I said it, pay attention to what we got back in February 2018, right? A 2 is a top. Okay, we got another one, bang, down. We got another one, bang, down. The top at 14K, I was extremely bearish at, when BTC was 14K, and was saying like we could drop all the way down even to, 2K, but we basically got, support at 4K to 5K, right? Which was eventually one of our target, at 4 to 5K area, right? So you can see we pumped to the upside from this December 2019 lows, right? We pumped to the upside, made another tweezer, capitulated down. Okay, now we're making another big engulfing 3 weeks chart. Okay, it's not gonna look good at all if the candle gonna be closing below 10.9. Okay, it's not going to look good at all for the bulls. The bears most likely going to take advantage of this pattern, and could be basically looking for some lower numbers. We're going to talk about those lower numbers within the next few trading session, right? So make sure to basically subscribe, join our public Telegram group. If you're looking to join our premium group, make sure to send me a message when you join once you join our public Telegram group, right? So now what are we looking for? We know that's the only thing we need on the 3 weeks chart. I don't talk about it much, but that's the only thing I look for, nothing else. Okay, so now if we're going to be looking for a possible support from 3 weeks chart, right, down to the weekly or even up to the monthly, I'm going to rely on the monthly time frame. So what I'm relying on the monthly time frame, when you take a look at the monthly time frame, whenever we created this type of a 3 weeks chart, right, engulfing bearishness, you can see like we got 120K, right? We drop all the way down on the monthly 21 EMA. Okay, stay around it for like almost from like January all the way up to like November, almost 12 months. Okay, we got another one right there. Okay, this one was also a tweezer. Basically a tweezer top on the 3 weeks. Excuse me. On the monthly basis, we got a tweezer right there. Double top, capitulated down on the monthly basis, right? Right there. We got one on the 3 weeks chart. You cannot see it because that's a monthly time frame. But what I'm trying to tell you is that whenever you get it on the 3 weeks chart, right, look up. Okay, look to your monthly basis. Check your 21 EMA on your monthly basis, right? So now we basically, you can see like we drop from 14K all the way down to the 21 EMA on a monthly basis, right? So now if we're going to be getting the tweezer on the current 21 day chart, right, we most likely could be finding a support temporarily just about this range of mid 8K area. Okay, and mid K area is a very, very important number, because if you take a look at it from swing low, right, from 3,800 all the way up to assuming like 12.5 is a top, you could see like a 382, right, is right there. it is right there at 7,900 to 8,100. So we could be anticipating somewhere around like 8K to mid 8K to be a temporary support. Okay, to be a temporary support in case the bears act very strongly and basically push the price to the upside. Remember, guys, that's a monthly time frame. It doesn't mean BTC is not going to basically give us another pullback to 10.9, 11.1, and all of that good stuff, right? So that's a monthly basis. So if you're basically looking for a swing, you might be looking for the mid 8K area to low 8K area for a possible entry. All right, so that's a monthly time frame, and you might not even get it this month. I don't know. All right, so now let's move on to the weekly time frame now. So when you take a look at the weekly time frame, we just talked about something very incredible, 21 EMA on the monthly basis, right? Now we're going to focus on the weekly basis. Okay, so the weekly basis, we're going to focus on the 21 EMA. It is very, very important to pay attention to it. One of the reasons why I wasn't that bearish, I was not even bearish on BTC like when we were dropping, because I was looking for a long in this range of 10.4 to 10.6, and basically was accumulating like a long position all the way down to 10K. All right, and just because, like, you know, we capitulated down and I'm bearish on macro doesn't mean on the lower degree I'm gonna be bearish. Okay, because these moves are basically short-term moves. Okay, so what I'm expecting, at least within the next few days, I'm expecting a support. This support could possibly hold over the next few days, right? If bears, you know, not going to be striking hardly, we're most likely going to see some sort of pullback. Okay, I'm going to show you what type of pullback I'm expecting on the lower degree. Okay, but as of now, a strong support, weekly 21 EMA, first time we're retesting the 21 EMA on the weekly basis since like mid-April. Okay, mid-April, guys. If you guys remember, back in April, on the lower degree, I'm going to show you when BTC broke 72.85, we took long all the way up to mid 8K, right? All the way up to like a, you know, mid to high 8K area. So that's the second time we're retesting it over the last, let's say, 4 months. Okay, stuff like that, right? So let's keep that in mind. Strong support. I wouldn't be too bearish. Most alt basically looking to double bottom over the last you know, they've been double bottoming, you know, with a wedge pattern, some of them, you know, flat pattern, some of them, you know, triangular patterns, stuff like that. So pay attention to your weekly 21 EMA. So now let's take a look at the 2-day chart right now, right? Before we jump in, actually, let's take a look at the 3-day chart. So if you take a look at the 3-day chart, when BTC was basically just about this area, right there, that's when I was bullish. As soon as we broke the 72.85, I was bullish. Okay, so you can see I was looking for BTC actually to break it right there for me to turn extremely bearish, but we got this move to the upside above 10.5, and I turned bullish and we took it to 12K. Right now we broke engulfingly below the 21 EMA on the 3-day chart. That's not good at all. Okay, that's not good in terms of short-term play, but we could be looking for a possible rejection. Okay, that's why, you know, that's one of the reasons why, you know, why I was bullish on BTC when BTC dropped down to 10K. So we could look for a possible rejection just about this area of you know, 50% to 0.618 pullback. Okay, we're most likely going to kiss at some point the 200 EMA on the 2-day chart, right, or on the 3-day chart. You take a look at the 2-day chart right there. You can see like we could possibly also be making a wedge and then jump back above it, right? Very, very, very important, you know, pattern we need to be paying attention to over the next few hours and so on, right? Now let's take a look at the daily time frame. Daily time frame is very, very mix of bullishness and bearishness, right? What I mean, okay, one thing we have to keep in mind, price is still below the daily 21 EMA, but it doesn't, daily 21 EMA and daily 100 EMA, but it doesn't mean much for the short term. Okay, the short term bullishness and bearishness can basically change like every hour. You see what I'm saying? For instance, right now I would be saying BTC is bullish, but let's say over the next 4 hours BTC closes below like 98, it's going to create an engulfing candle. Okay, engulfing bearish candle, daily candle, right? That's going to be very bearish. But one thing we just have to keep in mind and forget about all the noise is like another 21 EMA, which is the daily, approaching. Right now it is at 11. It's going to be dropping slowly. Okay, most likely going to intercept the price somewhere around like a 10.7 to basically you know, 11K area. So we could expect some possible volatility upward. Okay, it could be a three-way move on the lower degree, it could be like this, we just don't know, but we know the directional move is upward. For the for the time being, we just have to keep in mind, try to keep in mind, like the short-term volatility could basically create a lot of noise and stuff like that, right? So pay attention to your 21 EMA excuse me. And at the same time, guys, if you do a swing high to swing low, you can see 50% pullback is exactly right now at the 21 EMA, and 0.618 is exactly at 11.3. Okay, so this range of 11.4, right, to 11K could possibly be a very strong resistance for BTC. Okay, so I know most people are so bearish right now, they don't even believe like BTC can break 10.5, right? Stuff like that, right? So, but don't be too bearish, because just because we're breaking like 100 EMA on a daily time frame doesn't mean like we extremely bearish. The macro, yes. Okay, so now let's take a look at the lower degree. So if you take a look at BTC on a lower degree, so like a 6-hour time frame. So if you take a look at BTC on a 6-hour time frame, we started to develop some bullishness, right? I noticed it like few hours ago. I was like, okay, yesterday when we got this bullish engulfing candle, I was like, okay, let's just wait, we need another one, because I said it multiple times, whenever you get these reversal body candles, price love to come back down and retest basically 50% of it. So I was just waiting. That's why I drew this primary support, right? And we got a secondary support right there, just in case like we broke it, right? And then retested, made a some sort of some sort of a wedge, stuff like that. So I was anticipating this move, but the primary support basically acted as a very good support. So let's see, we got the 21 EMA right there, temporary support. We could be making some bull flag, some triangular formation, bear flag, whatever you want to call it, right, within the next few hours. So I wouldn't be too bullish also on the lower degree, just because we could come back down and retest like a 10K area. So if you're looking for a long, this range is a very tough range to trade. You just have to trade the macro or trade the at least daily and stuff like that. But if you're looking for like some scalp trading, is going to be very tough. Okay, it's going to be very tough for high leverage trading in this range, because the pattern might not be done yet. Okay, the pattern might not be done yet. You could still possibly make this move, right? You got this one, you got this one, and you could possibly get this one also before getting this move to the upside. So just be cautious, right? Stop loss going to be your best friend in this range, and your enemy going to be high leverage. So let's just keep that in mind. So now let's take a look at our MACD. One thing we've been basically focusing on one of my indicators is like MACD. Okay, MACD, we got a bullish crossover. That's a good sign, right? And we tend to get actually 4 to 6% pump from BTC, after a MACD crossing bullish or bearish, whatever, right? So you can see we got the MACD crossover, right? So we could possibly anticipate some strong momentum. Okay, we could possibly anticipate some strong momentum. It doesn't matter, BTC can drop all the way down, but the MACD is not going to cross bearish again. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Then you could be anticipating a possible double bottom on your MACD, right, if we get the crossover, right? Or you could just anticipate like the MACD try to fade away like this, but never cross down. Okay, so that's also very possible. So, but the good news is like we already got the crossover. That's the most important right now. Okay, if you're bullish, all you have to do is just suck it up and basically put a stop loss away from this range. And if you're bearish, you just have to suck it up and basically look for a short-term bearishness in these two ranges. Okay, the horizontal red line and basically the declining slope red line. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind. But my personal view is like I'm bullish and I don't want to do any in and out, right? I'm just gonna stay tuned. And we got the daily 21 EMA almost at 11K. Just wait for the big move instead of basically trying to do like a 200 points, 150 points trade, and market gonna be kicking you out all the time. Because if you try to trade BTC in this range of since like basically the third, right, almost like 4 days, 5 days, it's going to be very tough. Okay, all you have to do is just take one position and put your stop loss away. For instance, like you take a long position at 10K, put your stop loss below the gap 94 and sit tight and wait for the 11K. Okay, or you short at basically 10.6, right? And you put your stop loss 11.1 and you sit tight, relax, because you cannot basically trade both direction at the same time unless you get multiple accounts, right? But it is very stressful. Okay, it would be very stressful to try to do it like that, right? So now let's take a look at the hourly time frame, right? So hourly time frame, I mentioned it in my premium group, and I said, guys, we gotta pay attention to what? To our hourly 100 EMA. It's been like over 4 days, guys, and we could not basically retest it. We just pumped it upside. If you notice it well, that's where we're getting rejection from. Okay, that's where we're getting rejection from. It doesn't mean we cannot break it. We absolutely can break it. Even if we break it, you get your horizontal resistance just about like a 10.6, which basically going to give us a very tough time. I don't expect BC to break it easily. We could possibly make some sort of bull flag in that range, right? But the good news is, like, either way you look at it, from midterm, right? It is from short term to midterm, it could turn easily bullish, but macro is still bearish. Okay, macro scale is still bearish. I'm gonna show you next in my next video. I'm gonna show you the WXY correction. I'm anticipating for a possible capitulation from BTC if and only if, okay, we get a strong resistance from the daily 211 EMA, okay, and not breaking 13K and so on. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to hit the likes, make sure to subscribe, make sure to join our public Telegram group. If you enjoy the content and you want to join my premium group, make sure to send me a message when you want to join our public Telegram group. All right, guys, be safe, stay away from high leverage. It's not gonna cut it. BTC, bulls have been calling for 16K over the last 16 months, and over the last 33 months, BTC still been making lower highs. Okay, so, and we probably could be start to make some lower lows over the next few months. It's been over 33 months, guys. It's been very stressful. So stay tight, stay tuned. Don't rush the bull market. We could be in a bear market for another 30 months. I said it back in January, and it is still playing out. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.